Well, I started in 2006 in March. I went through different jobs after finishing my college, especially in advertising and, sales related kind of gigs. And then back in, I think it was February 2006, I went to a series of 3 or 4 interviews to a company called Ipsos, which I had no idea who they are, what they do. I got hired. I was a junior sales. It took me a couple of weeks to understand what they sell and how do they make money. But then it paid off, I think. And about at the end of the year, the first year I got promoted. And then it was a very steep ascension, steep climbing toward the position of director of sales of one of their divisions. It was a fulfilling experience. I got my hands in interviewing, firing, creating procedures, creating all sorts of protocols, to the benefit of the team, participating in meetings with C-level people from other Ipsos entities. And then in 2010 I felt the need to change, and I smelt that a panel supplier was looking to enter Europe. The supplier was from Japan. And, after a couple of interviews, we understood that there's a rapport between the two of us and there's something going on positively. And I got a job. I spent there almost 5 years. Grew the team from nothing to about 6 or 7 people. I was the only person in Bucharest at the beginning. I got to travel a lot in Europe. I got to present and promote the company at trade shows. I learned firsthand what business development means. I was more like a people management guy, but then at the second job, the Japanese company, I became a true business developer, and I truly enjoyed it, which led me to the next step. In 2016, I decided to go into entrepreneurship, actually to join a company that was existing, which I founded before. And then together with one of my former co-workers from Ipsos, which I had a very good relationship with, and she was also in sales, Paola Peslaro, we decided to found a new company, and the name was DataDiggers. And funny thing is that DataDiggers, the name itself, comes from the initial positioning of the company, which was supposed to sell desk research. At the time when I really didn't know what desk research means, but I was so obsessed of finding a different positioning. And I still do believe that any company, in order to succeed, you need to have some strong differentiation, a USP. And then we started with desk research. There was not much success initially. I found out that desk research is sold only together with other parts of the process. And then I decided to change things, while going ahead, and start with selling panels in data collection. Again, with a positioning on Central and Eastern Europe. We wanted more, so we changed again the geographical focus. We extended it to global and started to sell panels from everywhere. But yeah, it was a long road, lots of ups and downs, some obstacles, some bottlenecks, which we managed to solve, to go about them. I always thought that a good business is born, and I still think a good business is born out of frustration. Frustration when you see something and it should be done better and you can do it better. Deep inside you know that, and you should do it. And that's, the beginning of a great business. It was the same with DataDiggers. At my previous jobs, I didn't have enough decision-making authority as I wished. So I was dreaming, I was imagining what would be like me deciding what to do. I strongly felt that I could build a company that's more flexible, without any red tape, with good quality people, very motivated people, because that's so important today. come up with something different, somewhere where I can decide to build things my own way. And forget about, doing the process this way from A to Z because everybody else is doing it. I hate this. I hate this even today. It's if somebody is doing something that way, it doesn't mean you have to follow it. And those who win on long term are those who go around the path. Those who dare to cross the path if necessary. Yeah, that was the initial motivation. The company started in 2015 in March, officially with me and Paula. I joined a bit later. The initial positioning, as I said, was completely wrong. And then the first serious milestone that we reached was in the fall of 2016 when we went to London. It was a trade show called Inside Show, and we got the opportunity to present ourselves. It was, I'm being nostalgic when I'm thinking about it. It was a very small booth with billboards and all the, the advertising stuff using our imagination. It was a great opportunity to understand how things run in the niche, meet some key people, and build good networking. I had experience with going to this kind of shows before, so I was very relaxed and comfortable with this. And then the next milestone was the participation to Research and Result, which at the time was the biggest market research trade show in Europe. Everybody was there, and we had a very good experience with a lot of interesting people, got to know good leads. After these two initial participation of the market research shows, things kind of picked up and we started to have requests on and on. Well, I was very much aware that in order to scale things up, we needed to have two things. More panels in the countries that were on high demand. And then later on I discovered that the platform where you run all the operations from one end to another is so very important. So about the panels, we started to recruit the first panels in 2016. I think it was in Eastern Europe. Poland, Turkey, and Romania were the first three countries. It was complex. It was difficult at the beginning because the cost of recruitment was very high. And then the maintenance of the panels was something I didn't know before. It was so expensive and cumbersome. You needed specific people for different tasks, like ensuring a proper panel support or paying incentives. And then which kind of incentives and which channels you use to pay the incentives. The platform. How exactly you move the reward to the panelist's personal bank account. How does it work? I had no idea. It took time to learn about this stuff, but steadily we grew the panels. We started to add countries, and then we stumbled into another thing. How do you have control over the panels in which you invested so much? How do you have control and keep the attrition rate, at a low level? We needed a platform to manage the panels, and then we found this kind of support at Sint, which was at the time offering a very good deal for newcomers. It was pretty cheap to build a panel and manage it in their platform. But after a while, after a couple of months, we realized there are many limitations. For instance, if we wanted to add a new incentive method, it was so complicated. If we wanted to increase the threshold to withdraw an incentive, again, so complicated. It took days to talk to their team and adjust that, and that couldn't work. So then, like I said, I realized that we need a new platform, and that was the next milestone. How to find the team who can do that, how to design the platform, what should it do? I'm not mentioning the crazy costs involved. So we had to go ahead anyway. And in 2017, in May, we recruited our first person in India. This happened because one of our initial staff had to go in on maternity leave. So we were looking for somebody who was able to do a lot of things, wear many hats. And then we ran into a guy named Divakar Sharma, who is also today with us. And he was a great bet at the time. He helped us in many ways. Then, after a while, he initiated and managed the entire platform building. We started in 2019 with a platform and grew it steadily up to the level it is today. And I think one good decision that we took initially was to connect the users with the developers and built it so that it serves the users directly. And yes, then we created one platform to unite all the operations and then another platform to manage the panel. I think we've done a great job. We're still working on it. It's still work in progress. We still add features day by day. Well, I'm not going to say we are perfect, because we're not. Nobody's perfect. But I think we have an excellent coverage. We have panels right now in over 65 countries in the world. A very good and strong presence in Western Europe, North America, Eastern Europe as well. And also some countries in Latin America and Asia Pacific. With our volumes and with our very in-depth profiling, we can cover pretty much any need. We can save customers costs by going straight to the people they want to get answers from, so that they can take relevant business decisions. And yes, in terms of research methodologies, we can cover both quant and qual. We have experience in all the parts of research in terms of methodologies we've done. Of course, we are focused mostly and we've done most of our work in quant. We also have done focus groups, communities, one-to-one interviews. Even with more difficult or hard to get target groups like professionals in different industries, healthcare, employees, etc. We can pre-target people who have made purchases of that kind in the past 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, so that you talk to the relevant people only. Or we can identify people who are interested in buying shoes, or maybe, let's say, very shoe savvy. Right now, we have staff that can cover all the facets of the process, from objectives, defining the objectives, actually defining your market problem, and up until finding the solutions to solve that problem. And we can guide you all the way through with our staff here in Bucharest. Well, that's a good question. Well, I think one thing that we can be proud of is that we started with something, completely out-focused, and we built a company that matters in the niche right now. DataDiggers officially in Romania is in top 7 companies. And that was achieved in, I think, a relatively short amount of time. Another thing that I'm personally proud of is that we managed to go through different obstacles, different bottlenecks. We pulled through. We didn't give up. We could have given up in many occasions. It was very tough at times, especially at the beginnings when we had almost no requests whatsoever. And we had to wear so many hats in order to attract attention. But we've overcome those situations. I'm very proud of that. It demonstrated resilience. Another and a third thing that I'm proud of is our power of adaptability, which I think we should keep on moving forward, because we are going through challenging times. With the war nearby Romania, which is affecting economies in unknown ways, with the pandemic, and then post-pandemic, the inflation, which again is affecting market research budgets as well, and with the growth of AI and new technology, automation as well, which will have very strong effects, in my opinion, in the years to come. So we demonstrated adaptability. We want to cultivate it moving forward. I think we have the right staff. I'm convinced we have the right staff for this, the right procedures, the right mindset for that. Yes, I'm very confident we can pull through any kind of obstacles that are coming our way. DataDiggers differentiators are the flexibility, are the quality of its staff, and the total focus on simplicity of the procedures, of the processes. From the beginning, we felt the need to create something super agile. And I think we kept it that way. Red tape is out of the question. We entice our clients with the experience, the quality of the experience, and the friendliness of the staff, and how knowledgeable the staff is. That's what makes us different. And of course, we have an excellent coverage all over the planet. We have 24/7 operations through our staff in India and Romania, and also in Canada and Singapore. Right now, we have 4 entities. In 5-10 years, we're going to see many changes in what is now known traditional market research. DataDiggers' number one task is to adapt. This is what we're doing. We started doing this. We are integrated with 10 big companies right now from our niche, and we'll continue to integrate with them because the new trend is automation, and it makes total sense for both parties. And we will carry on developing our teams in the places where clients pay for market research the most. That would be North America, especially United States, toward the Western Europe, UK, France, Germany would be the key countries. In Asia Pacific, Singapore is the main hub for market research, so we already have a presence there. We'll strengthen it. And then also Australia matters very much, Japan, China, we should have a presence there in the longer term. That's where DataDiggers is going. So on one side, keeping up with the technology and innovation, and continue to invest in our platform to secure the KPIs for the years to come. Then on the other hand, developing our teams, keeping up with where the clients originate, where the purchasing power in market research originates from. That's what we're gonna do in the next years. Absolutely. It's mandatory. It's so simple. There are companies who want to sell, they want to grow, they want to have a bigger market share, where they want to keep up with their competitors. The reasons can be different, and market research is the only process, only aspect in this equation that can bring them the information they need, the proper information to take the right business decisions. Without market research, you would waste money, you would waste time, and that applies not only to corporations but also to SMEs and companies in between. So I think it's critical to invest in market research constantly, so that you go straight to the target and the way your target expects it. Using the right price, the right packaging, and so on. I'm very much into AI, and I believe AI will have a dramatic influence on the market research industry in the longer term. I don't expect AI to replace the researcher or other types of of jobs in the process very soon. But it's already possible for AI to work side by side with humans, even with ChatGPT, in certain functions, like for instance, understanding a market problem, developing some solutions for your initial market problem. But at the moment, no, you cannot replace it. You still need the human factor and its experience and the creativity of the individual who's been doing this for, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 years. But yeah, in the longer term, things might change. We will adapt to anything that comes our way. And my confidence in the future is that as long as products and services around us are consumed by people, you need to find out what those people think, which makes us relevant. Whoever owns panels, whoever does data collection is still relevant. For as long as that's going to happen. When things are going to be bought by machines, well, it's easy to understand what's going to happen.